This right here is the scale 118 Porsche Carrera GT by Maisto. This is a phenomenal car by Maisto, one of their better ones, and definitely one of my favorite cars in general. As I am a Porsche fan, this is kind of the pinnacle of Porsche engineering of the mid-2000s. Of course, the 918 Spider is going to be taking over. We'll wait to see if Maisto brings out a model of that, and that would be interesting. So if we get started here on the details, this is a Premier Edition car, which means it does have slightly better detail than a Special Edition, but really you don't notice much of a difference anyway. Very nice wheels. They spin very smoothly. Although I think I might have put some WD-40 on that, so that would explain that. It has yellow brake calipers, which don't, or the disc behind it doesn't actually move with the wheel as it should. Barely noticeable though. Up front, no peg in the headlight to be seen, and I'd say very realistic headlamps. It's not like Maisto to actually, it's really hard to see, but it's almost like it has a lens. It actually has a clear lens on the headlight, the bi-xenon headlight, and it gives it a really nice look. It's something that Maisto very, very rarely does indeed. Now, one flaw here is that this is plastic and it does continue to here as well as here, although it is barely noticeable, and that's why it doesn't really bother me that much. That you can also see as that this is also a thin piece of plastic. Again, hardly noticeable. Now the back does have a little peg there, but it also has a really nice LED pattern because the Carrera GT, of course, even though it was a 2004 that this model is based off of, it still does have LED lights all over it. It's pretty nice. It's that Carrera GT logo. It's hard to tell now the difference between the Euro spec and the American model is the fact that the Euro spec has one reverse light. This actually doesn't have any, kind of looks like a brake light. I don't know why that is. The US model has two. Obviously this is based on a Euro model because of the license plate. But so let's go on the inside now. I can zoom in. You can start to see some really nice detailing on the buttons. You can see the climate control. Everything is individually labeled. Right below the gear shifter there is a little diagram of the gears. And a little Carrera GT logo right there, which is also nice. Also plastic, pretty hard on there though. Now this is normally where you would see the hard top of the car, but since this is a Maisto, not an Auto Art, you actually don't have the hard top in there. You can see the clips for it, it just doesn't exist. But a very interesting design for the trunk, indeed. Nice sport seat pattern. This does feature full suspension as well as steering front wheels by the steering wheel. So that's not a flaw, it just, when you close it naturally it sometimes wants to go, like you just gotta lift it up and it goes right into place, the door. Here, I actually found out that this actually has a little stand, which is more or less useless, but at least it's there in the event that it gets weak. Very, very nice engine design. Even has the suspension. I forget the name of the suspension. It's some sort of racing suspension. The Lamborghini Aventador also has a similar setup. But there it is, similar to a Formula One racer. V10 engine. Very nicely done. You can see the carbon fiber pattern on here as well as here, just pretty much surrounding the engine. Very well done, well designed. Looks very nice. And this up here, it doesn't necessarily show off the engine like, say, a Ferrari. It does a little bit, but because it kind of has this this texture to it, which makes it look pretty cool, pretty realistic. But you really can't see the engine. Again, that's the real car for you. So underneath, just one big slab of plastic for aerodynamic purposes. And that would be realistic to the actual car. Not that I've seen one underneath. That's just my guess. It has a carbon fiber pattern all throughout it. This car, as a real car, actually is fully made of carbon fiber. Makes it extra light. Combined with the V10 engine, it's quite an impressive car. One of my all-time favorites. Not necessarily my all-time favorite model, although it is a very good model indeed. Very good detail, very good build quality. It's one of the better Maistos in existence. Right up there with the Mercedes-Benz CLS that I've reviewed prior. Alright, so hope this helps, and thanks for watching.